just start and he jumps in?
Yeah, whatever you feel.
I think they might jump in, yeah.
I think we are live, guys. I see the
Yeah, we're
live
live, yeah.
button there.
Hi, everyone.
So if we are live, welcome everyone. Bit of surprise that we got live right now, but I am here with a full house today. And I want to introduce them. I will just say that they are the amazing heads and minds behind Exchange House Ireland. So they are doing amazing projects, including the Empowered Voices event that we had the last first fortnight festival in 2021. So welcome, guys. I won't introduce you, so I want to give a small introduction of yourselves. Everyone is quiet. I said,
Yeah,
Miles,
you go first.
go
I
ahead,
thought you were
Miles.
introducing us, sorry.
I've never heard Miles quiet in his life until that.
Yeah, you're
moment.
like, I was waiting
was
for
by
the
surprise.
future Oscar winner, here, best director, best actor, you know. I thought all that was coming, but no, like one day, what?
Give yourself the introduction that you want with all those
Right,
Oscars there.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm Miles Marr. I'm a future Oscar winner for that. So I do directing, acting, producing, writing. I'm a member of Exchange House Acting Group and Flying Turtle Production. What? I love life. I love myself. I love everyone. I want to hug you all. No, man, we can't hug. Yeah, who's next?
Yeah, my name is Joshua Donoghue, obviously from Dublin and Belfast, but I've done acting most of my life. I'm also part of a production company called CML Productions that is up and coming for us, and we're excited about it. Yeah, Sean.
And
I'll go. Well, I don't look. JP isn't with us yet, so I'll go in next. My name's Shan. Hello, Shani Weary. I'm a writer and theatre maker, and I'm part of the theatre company Superpower. And I've been working with the acting group for how long now? Over a year. We started before the pandemic doing weekly drama classes and projects, and I was working with these guys and then with Pat Comer of Comer Productions on the films, but also just on sort of weekly drama classes to see what comes out of it. It's part of the men's mental health program with Exchange House Ireland, but also it's, we've got a lot of people like Josh, and so yeah.
that's amazing, guys. First of all, I think
That's
congratulations on the work. It's amazing. And I want to know, like the audience want to know actually how that started, how you started to making the short videos and where the ideas come from. So just give us a bit of the background on the work. Welcome, John. I can see you right now. Before I jump for the question, I want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm John Collins. I'm the men's mental health worker in Exchange House. Yeah, we had a demand for devices in here this evening, so sorted. I got one.
That's okay. Thank you so much for coming. So how the ideas from the short videos came to you guys and how to organize that?
We were in the site, and a couple of the lads, we were just joking around. And I was telling them about a story I wrote, and there was a lady sitting on the chair, and she's like, "Sorry, did I hear you do a bit of writing?" And we're like, yeah. She goes, "And do you do acting?" Never acted a day in our life, we didn't. And there we are, yeah, we do acting, yeah, 100%. He goes, "Would you be interested in making an ad?" And we were like, yeah, 100%. We goes in, we have a meeting with Torn to Me, then we meet the director, Pat Comer, with the HSE and all, and we were like, lads, what we are getting ourselves into. But then from that, we set up an acting group and all, and from there, we just met amazing people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I can't say too much myself. I just recently got onto this acting group from the lads doing it. So all the lads like Miles, David, the rest of them, they've all built this from the ground. And when I was living in Belfast, I wanted to join the group quite a bit. And when I moved back to Dublin, I actually got to do that. And being in there and just like a men's group talking about mental health, everyone is from like the same culture and background is very important. And I'm very happy to be part of it.
That's great. That's amazing. Any thoughts, John?
Yeah, look, I've actually been working at Labby Park now for 15, I think it's 15 years or so. So, and seen a lot of changes comes and goes. But I knew the boys I knew they had great talents, and great storytellers, and just nice to just great to be around the lads, the group. But it's very important. It's just the topic of suicide in the traveller community. It's gone like beyond a joke, really. It's I heard of another one 2 days ago again, and it's just the same thing now for a continuous few years. So it's vitally important. Like the projects we've done, we have other plans as a group and to do more and different topics, but we will always. That's going to be the core principle of what we do. Even if we make something else, it's mental health, and get as many
Mhm.
trappers involved as possible. And it's not just acting; it's loads of different. It's the arts, really. It's across the board, and we've a variety, a big enough group. So that's it. It's and that's going to be the core value, like for the group. We all because we actually we lost our friend, and through this, so that's always going to be the fire for us.
That's
But it was
amazing.
it was very important that this was a story about travelers, made by travelers, wrote by travelers, like, and travelers owned it. And that's what this is. Like, this was made by a group of people with so much talent and so much heart in it for the subject that it's evolved around mental health. Because if we can just reach that one person to prevent them from taking their own life, well, then that's kind of a job done, isn't it?
Yeah,
So that
definitely. So you will start working with arts for mental health specifically. Do you have any background on that before you joined the project? How did you work like, and how do you thought mental health before you joined the project?
before I joined the project, I tried to take my own life. I did.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a big part of my life to do something like this, because to help someone else, that meant a lot to me. For someone to be going through what I know they went through, from my experiences, knowing that they're in that dark place, to help them find the light, because it's not the end of the world. It is a phone call away, a conversation away from help. And it's just taking that step, not being afraid to take that step.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's what Miles said is absolutely correct there. Like for me myself, I didn't really think about mental health growing up, and you'd see family members act in certain ways, and you think to yourself, oh well, that's you wouldn't even think of it. But as you get older and all these small things kind of build up and build up and build up and turn into a big thing, the great thing about this film is that it can kind of help you identify what these small things and not get it to blow up into this big thing. But like for me myself, I'm in recovery 1 year now, and I didn't realize that I had a problem until people were writing their numbers on my wall just in case I just passed one day. And it's important for me, like as a recovering addict and as a recovering from mental health myself, it's very important to make things like this with people from my culture, talking about stuff that we never talked about. If you go back to any other travelers in history, no one talked about it. Like 7 times more likely to commit suicide. It's just in a very important film. No matter what happens in life, this film will have a place in my heart.
That's
Well said.
amazing. It's amazing to hear that. So, coming with the perspective, you filmed this when we were in lockdown. That's correct? How it was working to do the scripting, to work with people when we were managing inside and outside problems, how it was the experience for you to working on that during the, I don't know, the worst pandemic that we have in the last years?
It was difficult with the circumstances with the COVID officers and all. Like, we took every caution, the whole thing, like everything was done to HSE guidelines, government guidelines and all. So it was new and strange for us, but we made it happen.
fairness, we turned into Zoom experts, you know.
all the
Well,
technique.
considering I couldn't change my own name.
It's been
Yeah,
funny using Zoom now to do drama classes, I have to say. So much of it is not the same. That's one of the things, the beauty of being able to meet in person was like, you know, I talked to someone recently who spent a lot of time, an artist who spent a lot of time in lockdown, the first lockdown, on their own, and then were able to work with some artists again. And they said, I was like a flower who'd been watered, right? It's like we walked into that room, and we have been doing very well on Zoom, and fair play to JP because he spends a huge amount of time organizing the group on Zoom.
He's the father of the group.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And has, like, you know, and then Mary, who is also has performed in both of the films, Mary McDonough, and actually also recently acted in the incredible project Home at the Abbey Theatre. She was involved in that as well. She also has gotten some guests to come in and do chat. So that's really great, but it is hard on Zoom. And I know that the other hard thing we were talking about before this started, Miles was saying, is like, we met together with this incredible COVID officer, COVID policy, so it was all safe, 2 meters, whatever, but we couldn't hug.
Yeah.
It felt really
I was training to hug him. I was training to hug him every day, every minute.
Yeah. So it's strange, but you got to adapt, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us what you've been working right now, because we were talking about what we've already done, but what we can expect right now.
We are working on 2 more ads. We are with the HSE, Tournament Exchange House, and they are being finalised now. They are. So Josh didn't start in the first one, but he started in the second one, and myself and JP started in it. But there's a few new faces in this one and a few returning faces. And when we met up for the first time, when we were outdoors, and just, I think it was about 5 meters away each chair was, and the COVID officer standing there and all, and it was just, magic happens when you're in person. And just, even though they were that distance away from each other, it was a beautiful thing to just meet other actors and other amazing people.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very, very important to meet in person, because that's how you build chemistry as well with other people. Over Zoom, it's like right now I'm just kind of talking to a camera, but when you're in person, you kind of get the vibe, and you get the vibe of the people, you get to know them better, and you can kind of build off each other. And especially when you're acting in person, sparks just fly, anything can happen.
Yeah, magic.
And you guys both have theatre experience as well, which not everyone in the group had done acting or live acting before, but so you guys know about that kind of magic as well that comes when you're just like doing the live performance too. Yeah.
And even the games beforehand and all like that, we were just trying to get, because it's such a difficult situation, like, and subject to get into, like, it's the line, the mood and all, like, for this piece that we're doing, we had to kind of loosen up and then get into the zone, kind of. I don't know how you'd word that better.
That's it.
Do you want to try, Sean?
You know, it's like it's a funny mix, because the group is, as you'll see in the panel from the guys, it's about such a serious issue, but we have a lot of fun, because when you have that strength and support with other people, it's like we play games, we warm each other up to get creative, to get into that mindset, and then do exercises that explore emotion and that explore how to perform emotion. And then at the end, you've got to wrap it up properly as well, because you don't want to, we talk about how tiring and how emotional acting can be. You don't want to go back carrying, having just cried, performed someone who's just lost someone to suicide, just go wander out into Henry Street. So about how do you take care of yourself as an actor, as a person, because the acting part is good for your mental health. It's good to be creative. So one thing I love about the group is, like, Miles and Josh and everyone here, like, the guys I have so much respect for how strong they are in being able to share vulnerable things and carry that so honestly and talk about something real. Like everyone was sharing their thoughts really honestly and openly. And because of that, we've I think the trust is there. We have a bit of crack, then we do something serious, but it's knowing that people are supported. And I think games and creativity do that. You know, they help build that trust. So it is funny how, even though it's mental health and it came together inspired by, like what you guys said, the fact that there's an epidemic of suicide, and it's like the house is on fire, as Greta would say, the house is on fire. And what are we going to do? And these guys said, we're going to act and we're going to tell our story. So it's serious, but also through doing that, we found a community and we really enjoy each other's company when we're making the projects. And I think that's brilliant. Yeah.
What a family now we are.
I just touch on what you're saying there, like just regarding it being fun, but there's also they're a very talented group, and even what Miles touched on as well, but we had some old faces come and some new faces, and that's going to be the policy as well. Whoever was part of it was more than welcome to come back, and new members as well, because across the board it's creative arts and it's mental health. So there's a variety of different stuff. It's not just the acting and stuff as well. There's a talented group, you know. There's even loads once hopefully we get the better side of the pandemic. I know loads of travelers and loads of sites that would be interested in taking part. It's just at the minute it's a bit awkward, you know. But look, just on a personal level myself regarding the mental health, I've been working in Exchange House 15-16 years, but as a youth worker for so many years, and like when Exchange House actually got the post for the national remit for mental health, and the two workers that came in that time, I took an interest in what they were doing, and then all these stats were thrown at me. I couldn't believe the numbers. Yeah. It was just a shock for me, you know what I mean? I said, no way. And then I just realized and restart, and this is what's happening. And when I was actually focusing on mental health for travelers, I said to myself, this is dire, you know. So that was it. Then I took an interest from there, and now I'm actually working with the mental health team in Exchange House for the last year and a half within the community that I've been working in for the last 15 years. So it's really enjoyable, you know. And I knew I had to fire them for mental health. So I just the interest in it, because the shocking statistics, you know. So that's basically the mental health side for me. But it's look, we try and get those numbers down, because that's the main focus for me. And I'm going to say simple productions like this, but I'm hoping that we this group, I really believe in this group, and we could challenge ourselves to a proper production that we'd all be proud of. These ones are like little minute ads, and they're fantastic, and they're for mental health, and there's no better or more important actual topic for our community at the minute to be spreading. So that's going to be, as I said to you earlier on, that's going to be the core the whole time. And hopefully through this work, look, if one person access any sort of service, like turn to me, go on. Some of the travelers in rural Ireland and even across Dublin, they wouldn't have a clue that they can go into a room, tell nobody, get the phone, like go onto the HSC tech service or the internet and talk to somebody in privacy. So even getting that message out through these videos, if one person does that, we've achieved our goal, really, you know.
Yeah,
but it's
definitely.
also important that the reason we set this group up is for every single member of the traveling community, men and women, and even the kids, to feel comfortable that they can come into the acting group if they don't want to talk to someone, but they can be around a group of people and pretend to be somebody they're not, and have fun and build confidence and engage and have a laugh. That's also a big part of mental health of this, that you're not in your own head, you're not engaging with dark thoughts or anything, but you're just looking for that connection again. So I think that's very important that gets out there, that it's open to all members of the traveling community.
That's amazing. So first of all, I will welcome David that's here with us.
David.
Hello, David.
How you doing?
Just introducing yourself. And then I just keeping on this that you were talking about making an impact. Like, do you have some feedback how people are seeing the movies and what they are telling you, and how you are facing like to have this role in the community to say like, okay, we are dealing with something that's really difficult, but we need to show them that they are not alone. So what kind of feedback, what the importance of this feedback for you?
Well, this movie is for to get people more open about it. not being fair about coming out about how they're feeling. Because particular traveller men, they're meant to be like a rock, don't feel nothing, and they're not meant to bear anything. But I think it's time for a change, to be honest.
Yeah,
There needs to
100%.
be a change.
100%. What David said, if this reaches one person and that one person is willing to come out and speak and talk about their experience, then the film is a success. Doesn't matter how big it gets, if it reaches one person and that one person is willing to come out and talk about how they're feeling, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
I think it's interesting how as well the group has expanded after the first film and
Yeah.
first fortnight event. Like it's like that double thing that JP and Miles were saying is the film has a message. The topic is about mental health, and that is the message. But also what we are doing is a message in and of itself, because it's saying here's someone from, you know, to young, like there was this amazing actor who's in the film that was shot recently, who's coming out, called Martin, young actor who's playing the lead character's son. And you know, he's a young boy and himself, and there's a bit, basically I think the group kind of doubled after the first film. So that message for people saying you can act too, that can be good for you. It can be creative, it can be expressive, and it can actually go somewhere. You could get into a festival like First Fortnight and have people see your work, and kind of that could be an interesting thing to do. So I think the fact that the group expanded, and even, you know, like Josh and David are in the second film but weren't part of the group in the first one, is proof of the fact that there's word of mouth wise, people know that there's something new for them to do there.
And now
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
not being afraid to express themselves. Like I do the writing and I'm not afraid to tell anybody my stories. Like Josh also does the writing, and Dave, do you mind me saying it here?
No,
Like, David does poetry, he does, like, and that's like, for a traveling man, that's storytelling. Like that's the way our ancestors were. They sat around the fire and they told stories and sang songs, and it's like we're reconnecting with our culture when by us doing this, and that's such a beautiful thing for us. Well, that's what I think.
Your dad?
Definitely, that's amazing. So we are getting to the end, but I want to ask something that we ask in our lives, and I think for you it's really important to ask that. You deal with mental health every single day, and you get in touch with really difficult subjects. What do you do to deal with your mental health? What do you do to improve yourself? And if you have some recommendation for people that are watching us on how to feel better when you are not in a good position and when you're not feeling okay. So just a personal experience for you.
The way I see it is that you're having a bad minute. And if it goes a little longer, then it's a bad 10 minutes. And a little longer, a bad hour, bad couple of hours, but then a bad day. But tomorrow is a different day. The sun is always going to shine in the morning, no matter how I'm feeling. So that's it. It's a bad day. Tomorrow is a different day. It's a new day. I can do something tomorrow that make me feel better.
100%. It's all about admitting you have a problem, or admitting that you feel down and you feel sad. Like for me, the best thing is just to have someone there that you can talk to when you're feeling down. And if you don't have anyone, there is great things to do, like exercise. And all people who exercise, it really helps for mental health. People who write, people who act. There's so many things that could help, but I understand there is people out there where that just won't work, or they think that's not going to work for me. But there is always something that kind of helps everyone. It's one big process in finding out what helps you in those situations.
Well, it doesn't have to be a family member or a friend, a complete stranger. Like for me, it was a stranger. I was a help service. Like someone I didn't know, who I wasn't afraid to speak to. And that literally saved my life. So don't be afraid to talk to a stranger or anyone. Just if it's walking through a door, if it's picking up a phone, if it's texting someone saying, I'm not doing okay, don't be afraid. Like it's so important because it's your life at the end of the day. And your life means so much.
Message through the community that there is access, there's just access to all sorts of supports for mental health, and it's just it's just taking that first step. Almost everybody has a mobile phone, or even if you don't, you can ring the free number. You know, and that's there's a lot.
Or just grab a stranger on the street and tell them, look, I'm not doing good. Help me, please.
No.
Something. Just do something and get the help.
They wouldn't know like they can actually share it with someone. That's the problem, you know. They're not sharing it. Men, look, the women are. It's very bad as well. Five out of 10 men or women would have some sort of mental health issue and lead to worse things. But 7 men. And look, I reckon if there was a fresh survey done, I hate to say it, but I'm just hoping it's 7 out of 10 men. I'm hoping it's the same. And that it has
if they do a new survey, I'd absolutely hate to see the numbers.
You know, we're in dire situation we are, but look, this is what we need to do. Keep making these productions and just because I'm really, because there's a lot of travelers that wouldn't find the information on the internet, wouldn't be able to read it, and most of them would be illiterate. It's only like lads my age, and there is other travelers that went back to college and learned how to read. But there's thousands and thousands of travelers that cannot read and write and wouldn't know or how to, or even be aware that they can access that support just privately by themselves. So that's the message that we need to get across. More of them accessing the service, and it won't lead down to that drastic route then of 18 months down the line of another number, you know.
Yeah, but it's even looking forward and stuff. Because when we were doing that film, every one of us was looking forward to doing it. And we all got around together, we were having a laugh, we were having a joke. Then when it got to acting, we kind of took it serious. You need something to look forward to. Everyone, no matter who they are, needs something to look forward to. Needs to get up every day and needs something to do. That's motivation, and keeps your brain level.
And it's an ending, and like what we're actually doing is there's going to be an end product, and we're going to get value for it. We've actually had great fun making it. When it's made, we're going to share it, and it's going to send this message of mental health. And you know,
I can't wait for the next one, to be honest with you.
Killing 2 birds, really, you know.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a workshop on comedy tonight as well, guys. Just FYI, that's what I was prepping.
It's amazing.
For. Yeah,
that's it. I have a saying for Dave, Tom, and Jared are doing anyway. So here, just from meeting them, I know that personality, and it's just perfect for them.
Yeah. No, I think that's you're saying, Dave, about looking forward to things. I think that's really good advice. And that what you were saying, what everyone was saying, but that thing about bad minutes, it's like there's a phrase, what is it? Feelings are visitors, emotions are visitors, right? They come and go, and you can feel the worst one moment, and you can, and feel different the next day, and they don't define you, you know. But I think another thing, if there's one thing that just in sort of the experience with drama and creativity that I'd recommend as well, is they're just so good for you. There's things in life, a lot of us are very hard on ourselves about not being perfect, or we carry a lot of shame about all sorts of things. We feel like we're wrong all the time, even though we're not at all. And there's so many things in life that it's worth doing, even if you do them badly. I wasn't raised like that, maybe. I think I was quite hard on myself and thought I'd have to be perfect. And I love now, and in the pandemic, I've taken up loads of hobbies that I'm awful at, because they're good for me and they're worth doing if I do them badly. You know, if you find
the Olympic hammer throw, what?
Yeah, I know. I'm painting. I'm not very good at painting, but I'm painting things for my nephew. I also, years ago, now I've got a bit of a crook leg at the moment, but I started boxing, and I was awful at boxing, like really bad, but I loved it, and it's worth doing badly. You know,
like I wanted to go to the Olympics one time. I did, Chan, for hammer throw. I watched the film, and I'm a big chap, and I was like, I could do that. I could. Went over, got a sledgehammer, went out to the field, threw the hammer. I was like, that's a good distance. My little brother, skinny, comes back, he takes a go, gets a forward on me. I just walk